Watauga Arts Council with your host, Cherry Johnson, serving arts in Watauga County for more than 30 years.
Hi, I'm Cherry Johnson with Watauga County Arts Council. Today I have one of our many partners with me. This is Brook Bauer. She's with the Turchin Center. The Arts Council strongly believes in partnerships and relationships all through the community, and we have quite a few of them. This is a very, not to date anybody, but this is a very old partnership. It dates back to Turchin's origins.
Absolutely.
As a matter of fact, it predates Turchin, really.
It does.
Because we've been good friends with your, you were even working with Catherine Smith, I guess, before it became Turchin. And so you and I've worked together for a lot of years.
Yes.
And one of her co-workers is Hank Foreman, who you might know. And Hank and I have a long history as well, so it's just been a natural relationship. The Arts Council also has a big relationship with the Office of Arts and Cultural Programs, with which you're linked, because of our arts and education programming. Today we're not really talking about arts and education per se, although everything's arts and education, but we're talking more about a different aspect of how we partner with other organizations. And through the Turchin Center, you do so many cool things. First off, let's go back and explain. The Turchin Center is a regional arts center, right?
We are a contemporary arts center, but we do focus on regional and local artists. We did a study just actually a couple months ago that stated we only have, I think our international program is 5% of our programming.
Wow.
And 70% is local and regional.
That's great.
So,
That's
yes.
great. So you're taking what already the talents and the abilities that are already inherent in this area and just kind of showcasing them.
Absolutely.
So you're doing a more exaggerated version of what the Arts Council already has been doing through the exhibits that we do at the Jones House Community Center.
Right.
Because we primarily focus on strictly local. Local we define as you have to live in Watauga or an adjoining county for some portion of the year. You guys are a little bit broader scope.
Right.
You know, you cover a bigger area.
Yep. Our local, of course, is just in this area, and then our regional extends to the southeast. We also have a national program that we work with artists nationally as well.
So what's the mission of the Turchin Center?
The mission of the Turchin Center is to promote the arts and to be accessible to all ranges and education. So we are here to expose our culture, our communities to the arts, whether different levels. So one of our goals is anytime somebody comes into the center, if they know something about art or not, they're still going to find an exhibition within the center that speaks to them on some level.
So what she's saying is Turchin is for you. You know, a lot of folks, I think, well, not a lot of folks, you get a lot of people that come to Turchin, but there are still people out there who are a little bit intimidated by the location or the parking or the fact that it's university or you know, just the fact that it's a big arts center, you know. Yeah. And I want to break down some of those barriers and make people realize it is there for them.
Absolutely.
You know?
We continue to stay free, so there is no charge to get in the building.
Right.
And part of that is because of the parking, because you do have to pay for parking, unfortunately.
Right.
If you can find paid parking.
Not that you pay Turchin, you pay somebody for parking.
Downtown usually. But right now, anywhere in the downtown area, you can park. There are several paid lots down by Town Hall, but if you can find parking on the street, you're perfect. And of course, on Saturdays, you can park anywhere, unless it's a game day, simply because all faculty and staff lots are open.
So you can just come in and park any place you want.
Absolutely.
And so the exhibits that you do range from children's exhibits to you know, big names from other parts of the world, you know. And so what's coming up real soon at Turchin? What can we go see pretty soon?
Well, we've got 6 brand new shows opening right now. We were supposed to open 2 today, but we're back behind a little bit. But the 2 that are opening prior to February 3rd is Robert Goodnow, who was an American Expressionist painter from the New York area. Right. That is going to be a very large show. It's going to be a beautiful show, and we won't focus on that one too much because I think there's a few more that will be a little more interesting. Another partnership that we have is the Foreign Languages and Literatures Department. We are doing an exhibition of the Francophile Senegal. And this is a 1-month-long program that was sponsored by the Fulbright Hayes Scholarship Program. And they sent 12 students out to Senegal over July of 2011. And so this is the culmination of their experience.
Oh,
so they brought back objects, and so we're going to be doing tours in French and in English. And so that kind of goes over the international part.
That is really cool.
So that'll
and
be
I'm
a lot of
assuming
fun.
you're linking with the public schools as well, so that they can
Yes.
have that opportunity as
Yes.
well. Now, we have one of our very own that we're very proud of doing an
Yes.
exhibit that's opening up on the 3rd.
Absolutely.
Richard Prisco is he teaches at the university in the technology division.
He does.
And he came here for that reason.
Yes.
But he is a beautiful, beautiful furniture designer. He makes the most incredible stuff
does.
out of wood and metal that I've ever seen.
He
you know.
does.
And so through the Regional Artist Project Grants, which you've already heard about, Richard was one of our winners this year. And so we helped to fund some of the materials that you will see in this exhibit. Of course, they won't look like the materials that Richard purchased because he works magic with them.
They are
So what
amazing.
kind of things has he got coming in? He's got some pieces of furniture, but
Yes.
he's got a very special twist to this show. It's not
Yes.
just Richard.
I won't do the Spanish version because I will butcher it, but the translation is father and son. So it is an exhibition with his father, who is a painter, an extremely prolific painter. He's quite
Right.
beautiful. So it is a father and son exhibition. His father will have the paintings and all the 2D works on the wall, and he will have the floor space
Right.
with the furniture. He has several benches, end tables, lamps, all functional pieces. The surprise part of this, and hopefully I'm not going to spill the beans on this, but they have asked Richard's son to put a piece in as well. So it'll be a
Neat.
father, son, grandson.
That's great.
So-
Well, that's one thing I was intrigued to learn about Richard, was that he comes from such an artistic background. And so even though he doesn't do the same kind of art that his father does,
Right.
that gene is in there
It is.
working
And
very
it's
strongly. And Richard was telling me too that of his 2 children, one of them is musically inclined and one is visually art inclined.
Yes.
So I think that's kind of nice too, that they each take their own version of the gene, if we want to put it that way, and do something special with it.
I'm looking forward to seeing the show and how it comes together, especially with the son's work as well.
Right. And so we're hoping that you're going to go check that exhibit out. That will be on the 3rd is the opening night.
Yes.
And then also you have another special exhibit opening up you were telling me about.
We do. We have not really announced this other than just in our brochures.
So you're
but-
breaking news.
Oh, it is breaking news. Of course, a few months ago, we do remember that the Appalachian Culture Museum was dispersed to the ASU community as well as our own community.
Right.
And one of the collections that came to the Turchin Center is the Artinian Self-Portrait Collection.
Which, if you don't know that name, this is very much worth your time to go check out. This man has his own reputation.
Oh, yes, he does.
Okay. And what does he do? Or what did he do?
He collected art all over the world.
Right.
The Turchin Center already holds 118 pieces from his music and art collection.
Right.
So now we hold the Appalachian Culture Museum Self-Portrait Collection of North Carolina artists. So this collection, we have about 267 works that were transferred. We're only featuring 50, but these are names that you're gonna recognize, and I don't have permission to say these, but let's see, Bert Aycock is going to be in the show,
Oh, yes.
Steve Ferguson, Judy Humphrey.
Uh-huh.
So that, the list will just
Artists
keep
that we
going.
know.
Yes.
In other words.
Yep.
I mean, he collected the self-portraits of artists all across North Carolina, right?
Well, North Carolina, and he did a separate one in Florida.
Oh, he did?
But we just
Okay.
have the North Carolina
Okay.
one.
So he collected all of these self-portraits, but the ones they're going to showcase are the ones that are going to strike a chord with you.
Yes.
Because you're going to know these people. And are those artists going to be present, do you think?
We are inviting them, so hopefully.
Wonderful. They
hopefully
can go
will
stand by
be.
their portrait.
Exactly. Get a second portrait.
Or maybe you could run a little matching game and make them stand somewhere else so people could match it up. It would be a whole lot of fun. Now, the 3rd is the first Friday of the month.
Yes.
And the Arts Council is also showcasing new work that night as well.
Yes.
And we do a lot of trade-offs with that. We send people down the street and they send people back to us. And so, it works very, very well. I think, several places in town have kind of a standing thing with the
Correct.
first Friday. I know the Nth
Yep.
Gallery always
Nth
comes up
Gallery,
with
the
something.
Collective as
you know.
well.
So we'll have that first Friday night thing that you can go and you might wear a warm coat if it's cold, but
Please do.
go ahead and make sure you go from one place to the other and
Right.
check out the art because it's so worth it. And
Yeah.
you guys have nice crowds, good food,
Yep, usually we
and
have great
beautiful,
crowds.
beautiful artwork.
Yeah.
We have nice crowds, good food, and beautiful artwork
Exactly.
as well. So we kind of exchange here. Brooke, I'm always so excited to hear what the Turchin's got going down the street. I get so few chances to go down and check
Need
it
to come
out.
out.
But I
More often.
really, really want to encourage folks to do take advantage of that. You know, having a regional arts center right here in our own town is a big deal. We don't have to travel to Raleigh to the North Carolina Museum of Art, although that's a very worthwhile trip to
It is
take.
worthwhile.
But if you don't have the time to do that, you can get a little taste of something kind of similar here in Watauga County.
Absolutely.
So you work so hard with this, and now your job is the assistant curator,
Yes, I'm
right?
the assistant curator.
Okay, what does an assistant curator do?
I get to design most of the exhibitions. I get to do all the research. I get to be artist liaison and just do all of the nuts and bolts. And
you get to travel.
Yes, I do.
Why do you get to travel?
Just helping Hank. Of course, you know Hank can't do it all. So I
Although
am,
he's pretty good.
He is. He is very good. But I actually am the person that keeps Hank together and all the details.
That is a task.
So I get to go on most of the trips so that we can get the artist information and get the photographs and figure out.
So frequently I'll communicate with Brooke and I'll hear, well, I'm in so-and-so, or I'm on my way to such and such. And I'm like, oh, well,
Love to travel.
you got the right job.
Yes, I do.
Well, come to the Turchin Center. What are the hours of the Turchin Center?
Right now, we are we are closed Sunday and Monday, Tuesday through Thursday, and Saturday is 10 to 6, and Friday is 12 to 8.
Okay. So there's lots and lots of opportunities to check them out. Make sure that you make this a part of your regular arts encounters all through the month and all through your lifetime, really. You have a website,
We
and
do.
that is
www.tcva.org.
for Turchin Center of Visual Arts, so
Correct.
tcva.org. And then, of course, always you can go to our website, link over to them, and vice
Absolutely.
versa. So that's what partners do.
Exactly.
So thank you, Brooke, for sharing some of the upcoming excitement with
You're
us.
welcome.
And
Thank
we're
you for
looking
having me.
forward to it. And we'll get you back to talk about some of these other exhibits later
Wonderful.
on. So stay in touch with us and stay in touch with the Turchin.
Watauga Arts Council with your host, Cherry Johnson, serving arts in Watauga County for more than 30 years.